Okay, welcome everybody. It's great to see this room filling up. I was just told by Tadej, the president of ATTD, that it's a bit confusing that the Eversense sign is still up out there from this morning, but I'm glad everybody seemed to have found us. Welcome to DIDOC. Welcome to the DIDOC Symposium, everyone. My name is Bastian Hauck. I am the founder of DIDOC, and it is my great honor to be here today. This is the fourth time we do this at ATTD. And this is special and important because the first time we did this was at ATTD 2020, and that was the first time we ever did a symposium at an international conference. It was also the last time we would used to do it for quite a while, because those of you who will have been there in 2020 will remember that the weekend ATTD was closing was the weekend that the COVID pandemic started. And at the end of ATTD, you would see some Italian people, members of ATTD, running to the airport, catching a flight home because they heard of first cases popping up in Milan and Rome, etc. So our first symposium ever was at ATTD, and it was quite a milestone for us at DIDOC because for a number of years before, we had done our doc days. And doc days were small, cozy events in the beginning that grew over time. I think the last big one we did was at EASD the year before, 2019, with about 150, 200 participants. But it was mostly people from the community, within the community of people living with diabetes. And it would be some HCPs, some people from industry, some researchers joining, but it was very much the community amongst ourselves. And it wasn't really official in the beginning. It took a while for us to be officially allowed to even enter conferences like these as people living with. And now, a couple of years on, we did the first symposium, we survived the pandemic, we did a number of symposia at ATTD, also at EASD and ISPAT in a virtual format. Then last year, we went back to hybrid, doing virtual and in person. And now it's 2023, it's our fourth symposium, and we are back here. And I want to extend a warm welcome not only to all of you who are here in this room, and I'm very, very glad to see that it's so crowded. I also want to extend a warm welcome to everybody watching virtually, because that is another very important aspect of everything we do at DIDOC, be it symposia, be it our virtual doc days these days or other formats. We are streaming this event live not only on the ATTD conference platform, but we are streaming right now live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on our dedoc.org website, because it is important for us that everything we do is accessible and available free of charge to every person living with diabetes, and in fact everybody else in the diabetes online community, wherever they may be in this world. And I would like to thank ATTD for making this huge exception to be able to stream this content live outside of the paywall without the need to register on Facebook, YouTube, and on our website. Having said that, I wanted to keep this short. This is DIDOC. This is a platform for people living with diabetes, and one of the things we are most proud of is that we have started the DIDOC Voices Scholarship Program, with which, since 2020, we have enabled diabetes advocates from around the globe to join these international conferences. And I would, at this point, like to ask every DIDOC voice and the DIDOC team to get up, turn around, and say hi so that everybody can see you and give you a round of applause. In total, you will see we have a group of more than 20 DIDOC voices. We have a group of more than 20 DIDOC voices who are attending in person, and I think 25 to 27 who are attending virtually. Unfortunately, for the first time in our short history, we've had a number of issues with visa to the Schengen area. So there's a couple of DIDOC voices from India, Pakistan, and the African continent who unfortunately we would have liked to support to come here in person. They couldn't make it, but they are out there. So you and all the other virtual voices, welcome, and everybody else watching, it's great to have you here. What we wish you knew and why will be the title of our symposium. What we the people living with diabetes wish that you, HCPs, researchers, and members of the industry, what we wish you knew and why. Because ATTD is so much focused on technology, we decided to keep this symposium focused on the lived experience perspective on technology as well. And because some of you might know that we have just wrapped up the OPEN project, a 4-year research project funded by the European Commission. We had a big closing conference this morning around that. It went for several hours. So we have decided to keep it focused on that, to bring parts of that conference here to ATTD as well. So it might be a bit repetitious for those of you who have been there already, but we have a different group of speakers with different perspectives on what we have been doing and how DIY APS has been perceived in the We Are Not Waiting movement.